sitting all the time, not doing any physical work. So then the muscles go wasted and they become weak and they cannot even walk 10 steps. And this effect of this not having proper exercise affects the function of the internal organs also, because it affects the circulation.
Hi everyone, we are going to talk about how to increase your metabolism using naturopathy. I'm going to chat with Dr. S.N. Murthy, who's currently the director at Pema Wellness Institute at Visakhapatnam in India. And Dr. Murthy is one of the senior most naturopathic doctors. So, Dr. Murthy, tell us, what is naturopathy?
Naturopathy is a healing science basing upon the principles of nature. It is not just a healing science, but also at the same time, it is preventive. It is also a way of life. We in naturopathy we use basically all 5 elements of nature to treat the body, because body is made in composition of these 5 elements.
Okay.
So we use these elements for treating the body, to improve the circulation, to eliminate the toxins, to detoxify, to strengthen it, and to improve the metabolism.
What is metabolism?
Metabolism is a combination, is a process of life. Actually speaking, it is a process of life. So it is taken as the composition of 2 parts. One is anabolism and the other is catabolism. If you see, our body is just like the world what we are seeing externally. See, there are trillions and trillions of people on the earth executing various types of jobs. Each is having his own profession. Some are doctors, some are actors, some are engineers, some are teachers. Like that, if you look into your body, you see a similar type of world inside your body, which is occupied by various types of cells doing different types of works altogether. Depending upon the nature and place and the system, the shape of the cells will differ. Altogether, there are more than 300 trillion cells all over the body. Each cell is being produced every second. Every minute there are 30 to 40,000 million cells are being produced, and they are replaced. That means they are broken down. That means they die. So when they are born like us. They grow, they execute their functions. After a few days, they die. So they are eliminated. Then when they die, they are broken into their basic components again. So the entire process is called anabolism, is the creation, then maintenance, then catabolism is breaking down of the substance. So for example, there is breaking down everywhere in the body. Cells are replaced, and there is, if you take food is also broken down into basic nutrients before they are assimilated in the system. So these elements basic elements are absorbed into the system, like minerals, vitamins, chemicals, hormone producing, stimulating food materials. All these things will be taken into the body, consumed and utilized. In the same way, the body also takes the hyperdynamic foods, which produce energy. Energy producing foods are fats, carbohydrates and proteins. So depending upon the ratio of these foods, these things are processed. The heat is generated in the body, and heat is the energy. And energy is the life. And the symbol of life is only the heat. the live animal, live plant, live human, by touch we can make it whether that fellow is alive or dead. By because the body is warm, he is alive. If it turns cold, then he is dead. So the energy, the process, as long as this process is going on, then naturally the life continues. If we maintain it properly, then the life will be prolonged. And if we destroy it and we spoil ourselves, going against the nature, then our lifespan will decrease. That is the secret.
How does our metabolism slow down? Because everyone says that with age, with hormones, with having children, the metabolism slows down. So what is the process there?
See, metabolism slows down with age. See, as we see, persons will slow down with age because the energy producing level of the cells, say first generational cells, it is very high. You can see that in children, they are more active. So second generation, third generation, as the time passes, the new cells that are produced are not that much efficient as the earlier cells. It is a natural process. Their energy level will go down. There are various means by which we can manage the cells' metabolic activity and slow down their, the decrease of metabolic activity. That is what is nature cure teaches. Children, as we can say, they will be always playing. They are more active. The cells are active. As we grow up, we stop doing physical work because of various responsibilities. Because once they join the professions, the physical activity will come down. That means the cellular activity of the will come down. This causes a condition, what we say, disuse atrophy. You can see the difference between an athlete and a non-athlete. Athletes are found to be more active because they are always doing exercise and keeping their muscles active. That is, the muscle will not get shrunk. But those people who do not do proper exercise, their muscles go into a condition called disuse atrophy. If you don't use your muscles, they go weak. So this is one of the causes. And if you maintain to support these muscles, support the muscle means I don't mean only hands and feet. Muscles of the internal organs too. Heart muscle is there, and liver is there, pancreas is there. All these are made with muscular tissue only. Different types of muscular tissues. And these tissues are to be maintained properly by giving proper food to them, proper calories required for the body according to the execution of their function, and proper nutrients, other nutrients which are required. Say, for example, bone tissue. Bone cells are there. Bone cells need calcium and phosphorus and other basic minerals. So the food which contains should also support to maintain the bone tissue and bone cell. So this way, the planning of the diet and planning of the exercise should be maintained very well in a balanced manner, so that our body will be active, kept active. For example, we say people, it is better to walk instead of sitting all the time. If you cannot run, at least walk. And the best method is walking. And if you can't walk, then don't sit and don't sleep. And if you sleep, sitting is better than sleeping. You can keep your body active. The same way the brain also. Brain also becomes inactive as the age progresses. What we do, why it happens means, as the age grows, we keep the memory line active because we are having so many things to keep our memory active. Now we have mobile phones. Mobile phones, you can feed everything and we can call back whenever you want. So your memory is gone. Slowly our brain forgets about keeping memory. And already that is happening. For example, I say, few years back when these mobiles were not there, Each person must be remembering at least about 100 telephone numbers.
Yes, absolutely.
Automatically they used to recall and they used to dial. Now that's not happening. Now simply you can take the name and you can telephone that man. That means that faculty of remembering numbers has gone. So the same thing happens in old age because they are not keeping things in memory. They are not keeping their mind active. That becomes a geriatric problem and their memory slowly loses. This is called disease atrophy. In the same way, those people who stop walking and sitting all the time, not doing any physical work. So then the muscles go wasted and they become weak and they cannot even walk 10 steps. And this effect of this not having proper exercise affects the function of the internal organs also. Because it affects the circulation. It affects the function of the heart muscles. It affects the muscles, affects the muscles of the legs, hands, everywhere. So the circulation, when it is affected, even heart muscle gets weakened. That leads to breathlessness. When they walk, little do exertion, they start breathing problem. They start wheezing. And if you check their ECG, they can see there is some problem. Disuse atrophy is one of the main things. The second thing is artificial. The foods which we are taking, if they are not nutrient, junk food for example. Junk food doesn't have any amount of nutrients. If people are habituated to eat only junk food, they are adding only fat which cannot be digested by the body because we are not giving so much exercise to the body to spend these calories. This turns into fat and accumulates in the body. When the fat and other materials, unwanted waste materials starts accumulating in the body, they occupy the space. See, after all, there is the total volume of the body is limited. They occupy space and the body starts expanding. Skin starts expanding. That is what we are calling obesity. So when this happens, naturally there is pressure on the internal organs because the foreign matter which is accumulated in the body obstructs the function of the organs and which is turned into major problem after some time because the functions are affected. The cells are not in a position to properly discharge their duties. Then various problems arise, like for example diabetes mellitus. There are problems in the liver, problems in the kidney, digestion problems including hormones production, everything, because of the accumulation of these things. Out of this, if toxins are also added, see there are various types of toxins. We call them endogenous toxins and exogenous toxins. Endogenous toxins are produced in the body itself because of cellular activity, cellular waste. Thus it has to be eliminated from the body time to time through the excretory organs. If it is not being done, they also start depositing in the body. And these waste matters, just like if you don't clean your house regularly, how dirty it becomes within few days. Same way the body also becomes internally dirty. And when it accumulates, dirt starts accumulating in various forms. So naturally it attracts all the rodents, cockroaches and everything. Same thing, our body becomes host to so many types of bacteria and viruses, which also are responsible to produce disease conditions. So acute diseases are nothing but eliminative process of these waste matters, and when these waste matters turn into inflammatory conditions, they lead to inflammatory conditions because of fermentation and putrefaction. And when the inflammation takes place, that affects the function of the vital organs, and this may turn into a chronic condition. So this leads, every disease, chronic disease, reduces the function of the body, and this affects entirely on the health of the individual. We thought of food. Food should be nutritious and required according to the physical and mental activities, having required calories, other nutrients. Then resting mechanism, sleep. Sleep is also one of the things. It is, suppose our lifestyle is bad, we don't sleep at proper time, and we are not giving necessary rest to the body to replace the damage whatever we will do in the daytime. Recovery time if we don't give to the body, then naturally the other cells will have to bear the abrasions and they get sick. So this is sleeping is one of the important things. Another thing is bad habits. See, many people they start smoking. Government thinks smoking is injurious to your health. Nobody listens. And they say drinking is injurious to health. Nobody listens to them. So these bad habits will also take their own toll. And lifestyle management is one of the best things. And what in even Ayurveda says, Dinacharya is one of the things which is recommended in Ayurveda. In Nature Cure takes it very seriously.
What is Dinacharya?
Dinacharya is our daily routine. It is based on the circadian rhythm of the nature. Accordingly, we have to plan our lifestyle. And Dinacharya means daily routine. And this should start from the early morning hours and end with the evening hours. So are we doing really following Dinacharya according to the prescription of the textbooks? No, we are not following. So whenever we go against the laws of nature, we will be punished by nature. And foods, violation of the foods, extra consumption of calories in the form of junk food.
So hyperdynamic foods. What is that?
Hyperdynamic foods. Hyperdynamic foods are foods rich in calories. Calorie is the measurement of heat.
Yes.
See, body produces heat. There are several mechanisms in the body. The first mechanism, what we call is cellular activity. And second mechanism is food activity through food. Fats, proteins and carbohydrates.
Yes.
And fats, they produce for every gram you consume, you break down. It produces 9 calories. And protein and carbohydrate, they produce 4 calories. So you take the food, and just if you take the food and if you don't spend it, just like money, if you have money, so much money, and what is the use of keeping in the lockers?
Yes.
And you cannot enjoy, only your children will enjoy, not you. So you have to spend and enjoy whatever you earn, then only you will have the benefit for yourself. Like that, when we consume, this has to be spent for the sake of the cells.
Right.
Then they become more strength, they get more strength.
Okay.
So this is what happens, fat or anything, any nutrient has to be consumed for the sake of the cells. And they become more active and more dynamic.
What do you suggest people eat to keep their metabolism up?
That's what they should eat the foods which are easily digestible. Say proteins. Proteins are very easily digestible foods.
Okay.
See, all protein cell of the protein is like egg. Egg is having a hard shell. Like that, protein cell is also having a hard shell. Digest that protein, you have to either sprout or you have to cook it. I say, as a naturopath, we believe that vegetarian diet is less toxic if it is organically grown compared to non-vegetarian diet.
Okay.
But there are various conditions. We cannot say entirely non-vegetarian is bad and vegetarian is the only good, because the diet habits change from place to place. We call it Desha Kala Patra Vayo Vritti. Desh means the place where they are living.
Yes. Yes.
For those people, if I ask Eskimos to be vegetarian, it is impossible.
Yes.
They cannot do that. And this time, season, the products what they get in various seasons, that also comes into action. And whether the food whichever they are taking, are they fit to digest it? So digesting capacity of an individual, that also lost. And age of the person. As the person ages, he has to be given easily digestible foods.
Okay.
Easily digestible and giving more energy at the same time.
Right nostril pranayama.
Right nostril pranayama.
Please explain that.
Yes, close your left nostril and breathe through your right nostril. So it generates heat in your body. Close your left nostril and breathe through your right nostril. And do deep breathing 10 times, 20 times, 15 times. So when you breathe, this is called Surya Nadi. It generates heat in the body. It increases your metabolic activity. And yogasanas are non-violent exercises, and we prefer yoga rather than other physical exercises.
Can we talk about some of the treatments to increase the metabolism?
Yeah, there are natural treatments what we adopt to improve the metabolic activity. In hot treatments, we give very hot treatments like steam baths and sauna baths. As I told you, cryotherapy, very cold applications. You know, in the European countries, after taking a sauna bath, in Finland especially, they jump into ice pools. Nowadays, sauna chambers are also coming, that cryotherapy chambers. And they will put liquid nitrogen in vapor form, and the chamber is cooled down to minus 20 degrees or 25 degrees. And within 3-5 minutes, your body cools down to the zero level. And once you start feeling the tremor, then you have to come out and dress up. And this immediately produces a lot of heat in the body. That's quick reaction of producing the reaction in the body, you know. Next is immersion baths. You know, bathtub. If you have a bathtub in the house, put cold water in that, and you can take cold water bath. And if you take very cold bath for a long time, that is also, I mean, sometimes it is dangerous because you may develop hypothermia, and I mean the temperature drops down, which leads to a hypothermic fever. Then suddenly the body tries to increase its temperature, and in that course it may produce fever-like condition. So that should be avoided, and in house you can do only normal cold water bath, less than 2-3 degrees to your body temperature.
Okay, wonderful.
And start ice cold baths, you know, just have a dip and come out. If you go to the places like Haridwar or somewhere where you have to take bath in Ganges, which is very, very cold, have a dip and come out, and then you can see the result. The quick charging of your body. We give massages in Naturopathy. We use massages. Massages, many people think they're just for fun. It's not for fun. It is to improve your thermic activity of the body and circulatory activity of the body. These two things will help in eliminating the toxins from the body and also activate the function of the various types of cells. They will wake up, you know. They will wake up the sleeping cells which are not functioning. And I say always that massage is a rich man's exercise done by a poor man on his behalf. For local applications, you know, to improve certain areas of the body, say for example digestive system, you have to activate the digestive organs. You can use local bath like cold hip bath, cold silk bath. There is one treatment called cold silk bath, which has to be done under the supervision of the naturopathy practitioners, which also generates lots of heat in the body. There is other heat treatments and vibro massage treatments and heart stone massage and sand massage. These things are also helpful to wake up your sleeping cells to produce more effective work.
Thank you so much for all this wonderful information that you've given us, and thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to this chat. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe to this page. Please subscribe to our podcast on Apple and Spotify, Wellness Curated, and follow us on Instagram, Wellness Curated, the number 1. Thank you.